many of you know I went to business school. Yeah, I did it for pragmatic reasons, and who knows? It was a good idea, I think, at the time. It was a great idea at the time, wasn't it? It was a good idea. So I took one marketing class by a guy who was a big theoretician. So this was in a pretty, impressive school. I didn't know how impressive until I actually got in, to my amazement. And so I took this marketing class of a big theoretical thinker in the area of marketing. And on the first day, this is what he said to us. He said, I just want to say 3 words to you about marketing: execution, execution, execution. And I thought, what is he talking about? Is he, because I had no frame of reference. I'd never been in that environment. I didn't know that you called what actually showed up execution. I'd never heard of that before, but that is what he meant. He meant all the grand plans, all the fabulous theology. When it comes down to it, it's the way it shows up in the world. Kind of like Jesus, God's great ideas of compassion. God did many things around sending the creation itself, sending the prophet, lots of things. Then Jesus infleshed, God wearing sandals, God walking around among us, doing wonderful, outrageous things. So execution, execution, execution. It's what shows up that matters. I'm tired of that. All right, that earring. So focusing on how things actually show up. To me, better to do fewer things well than many things kind of half-heartedly and that show up poorly. And then you can improve how it shows up over time, incrementally. Incrementally. And I think our churches are environments that are fairly forgiving about this. This isn't like trying to launch a national shampoo brand. It really isn't that. It is not, we're not, there's so much that is forgiving in parishes. And, God love us for that. But working on fewer things in a higher quality way. So Glenn was showing me something at the break. Did you show everybody that little dollar bill thing? No. So let's just talk about execution. You got it in your pocket? See, he loves this thing so much he put it in his pocket. So is that microphone on? Go and explain what that is. This is a little executional thing.
So I'm on the TENS board, and we met in Austin, Texas in January. And I was there a day early because that's when the flight left here. And so I went to church at All Saints. And what they do at All Saints, it's a parish just north of the university, and there's lots of professors that are members of their parish, and they want to, in giving through PAD every month, they want to put something in the plate. So at All Saints, they've replicated the $1 bill.
And did not get in trouble for it.
And it says, All Saints Episcopal Church. I gave online to All Saints Episcopal Church. And it's called Online Bucks. So with the bishop's encouragement, I think we should create something like that in our diocese. And I'm going to ask you what you think needs to be on it.
We're just hoping we will not get in trouble with the Canadian authorities. So that's just an example. That's just an example of one executional thing that you would do. And again, no one's saying there's this kind of thing is the right thing to do, the wrong thing to do. It is is focusing on, if you're going to do a proportional giving, let's say you do a pledge card on one side and proportional giving on the other, just make it the very best you can the first time around. And just do that. You don't have to implement everything at once. Just try to do it in a high quality way. And again, you can rely on your friends and relations here in this room who have done things before. They're templates. They're this, they're that. Right. 6, always improving and enhancing, because you'll rate the two together. Are we actively working to keep what we do fresh for ourselves and for the parish? So this to me is about leadership motivating itself. It gets really hard. It's important to have certain habits that, that you have a way of doing it. 4 stewardship sermons a year, just as Peter had said. And, for me to keep the love alive in me, the delight in me alive, I've got to have a little variety. I don't know about you. And so even if we change something slightly, it has to do with a repeated habit, we change something slightly, it somehow injects excitement in the leadership that then gives more excitement or breeds more excitement in the parish. So I'll give you an example out of my own parish now, which feels like 100 years ago. But we had In-Gathering Sunday. How many have an In-Gathering Sunday where people bring in their pledges or declare themselves? Oh my gosh, not many. Oh, some do, yeah. So if you've got a kind of calendar of events, and I'm just talking about the fall annual campaign, I'm not talking about the year-round stewardship habits, I'm talking about that in particular, that we would have a, quote, In-Gathering Sunday when people would, after having been quite encouraged for a couple of months, that they would actually come forward and declare by either electronically or with a written pledge card and all of that. And we would always connect it to a big event that had to do with food in the parish. So we just did, first time we did an enhanced coffee hour. And that was nice, we had better food and all that good stuff. The next year we did pie. Excitement went through the roof, not only from the people who ate the pie, but those of us who made the pie. I was making custard pies, my favorite, like it was going out of style. I was serving it at 8, at 9, at 11, at 5, and then again at 7. I was doing, I made that many pies. Other people were making their favorite pies. Then it became bring the recipes in, so those of us who want to make the pies ourselves later, we could do that. So that was year 2. Year 3, we had a Hispanic missioner join us and begin a new congregation that was Latino Anglo. So the next year we had the food of Mexico. Oh my, complete with outfits. They wanted to do that, so we did that. That was another one. Then the next year we had a special emphasis on justice, and we had a big soup, a beautiful soup, lots of different kinds of soup, in which people not only brought in their pledges, but they made an additional contribution to buy the little pottery bowl that the soup came in that was made by a local cooperative, a pottery cooperative that was giving its pottery away in order that people could do fundraising things. Again, so every year it was just a slightly different thing, all having to do with food, some in which more money was gathered, and believe it or not, that brought the excitement up. The ability to give more brought the excitement up. So are we kind of still giving some creativity to what are just the normal calendar of habits related to financial engagement and giving? So looking at 5 and 6, again on your assessment sheet, how would you rate what you do around focusing on the quality of the execution of things, how actually things show up, and improving and enhancing even just a little bit year to year? Mark those and then share.